Bem-vindo, bem-vindo a mais um Hospitality Talks. Olha só, se você está pensando em começar no mercado de street food, quer saber um pouquinho mais a respeito de festival e como é que é trabalhar aqui na Europa, assiste esse show até o final. No show de hoje eu estou recebendo duas grandes feras do mercado inglês. Um é o Ashley, ele é organizador e fundador do maior barbecue festival da Inglaterra. Ele vai estar contando um pouquinho aqui a respeito do festival e dando algumas dicas também para você que de repente está pensando em começar. E estou falando também com o Hilary. Ele é um australiano, mas ele é o maior influenciador de barbecue aqui do Reino Unido. Ele vai estar contando um pouquinho da história dele aqui e dando algumas dicas para você que de repente quer ser um influenciador digital no ramo da gastronomia. Well, welcome guys. Welcome to Hospitality Talks.
Nice to meet you, Hilary.
Thank you, chef.
It's very good. Well, I will say something. You know, my first work with street food was at Smoke and Fire.
Really?
Think, yeah.
Wow.
I think I didn't said to before the show.
I'd have been nervous.
Yeah, I have to say that. Thank you. You opened the doors for me back then.
It was a pleasure.
I remember I cooked the cupim. Remember?
That's right. I do remember.
Yeah.
That was an incredible weekend, and I also that opened my eyes as well as to the style of cooking that you do. It was phenomenal, and it was very successful. Everybody absolutely loved it.
It was great. It was really nice. And
that's the hump, is it?
That's the hump. Yeah.
Okay.
I was doing cupim with béarnaise sauce.
Never had it before, ever.
Yeah.
And it was a complete eye opener for me. Yeah.
And well, and since then you kind of grow.
Yeah,
a lot. So you became the biggest festival in UK, barbecue festival in UK.
Yeah.
And you have 2 festivals now, correct?
We do, yeah. I mean, we started in, when did we start? 2017. And, I mean, basically, we've always wanted, the plan was to have strictly a barbecue and outdoor cooking festival, as opposed to a music festival with a bit of barbecue on the side. So we've always stayed true to the plan. But we're now, we're an award-winning festival. We, as I say, have been going since 2017. We are the largest barbecue and outdoor cooking festival in the UK. What I mean by that is that we started off with barbecue, but now we incorporate all aspects of outdoor cooking, which is great. It means that we've broadened our audience. We have an audience of, I think the biggest audience we've had is about 31,000.
31,000.
Over the 2 festivals. It would be great if we had it per festival, but we're getting there slowly. We do 2 festivals. We do one at Ascot Racecourse, this will be our 4th year, which is a fantastic site, prestigious site. We do that in July, so that happens on July the 5th and 6th of this year. And then we do one at Promenade Park in Malden, Essex, on the banks of the River Blackwater, which is phenomenal. And each festival, they are the same, but they offer different things in the sense of competitions. So at Ascot, we launched last year the World Butcher Awards, which was, we ended up with 17 countries competing.
17 countries.
17 countries.
Wow.
And the competition is based around butchers being able, they get a side of pork and a side of lamb, and they have 30 minutes in which to butcher that meat to a window display. So they come up with all the different cuts. So it's quite incredible. They do what they can do in 30 minutes. This year, we're doing exactly the same. I think we're going to be even bigger. I think we've got 20 countries. We've already got 20 countries. And I think, we've already got countries. We've got Brazil that's entering, which we're really excited about. But we've got Czech Republic and various other countries that weren't there last year, but they're coming from far afield. And we've added another protein, which is chicken. So we've extended it by 10 minutes. So instead of 30 minutes, they get 40 minutes, but they have to do the lamb and the pork, as well as 3 chickens.
Interesting.
So, and then Malden, we do the British Open Freestyle BBQ Team Championships. We have teams from all over the UK and in fact even Europe that attend, and it's run over a weekend, 8 categories, and they have to cook using traditional barbecue methods, and that's phenomenal. It's freestyle, which is very different to a lot of the competitions that are out there. When we launched the festival, we thought we needed credibility, so we went with various sanctioning bodies. So we went with IBQN, KCBS, which a lot of people would have heard about. But we thought there was something missing. We found that it was the same people winning the competition year after year, and it was a little bit like Formula One. You understand what I'm saying by Formula One. So we came up with this freestyle concept, and there was 2 reasons we did that. One, it was a lot more exciting because it gave the teams the opportunity to be more. Their dishes could be much more. They could come up with any ideas and sort of develop these ideas and be more creative. But the other side of it is it leveled the playing field because we have world champions and amateur teams together. And the problem with that is the fact that the world champions 9 times out of 10 are sponsored, so they can afford to go and get, 5 gold USD briskets for those few slices, whereas the amateur has to go to Aldi. So by making it freestyle, what we do is we actually say, instead of it has to be brisket, we say it just needs to be cow. And it can be any part of the cow you want. So it can be the flank, it can be the cheeks, it can be whatever you want it to be. It doesn't have to be brisket. And the same with, we don't say it's chicken, it can be a bird. So it can be duck, it can be goose, it can be turkey. Whatever you want to do. And it's the way you present it. There's various points that you get from the judges. All the judges are professional, they've all been on courses. And it's just opened up the competition, and it's a lot more fun. It's much more engaging. Public love it. So, yeah, something different.
I have to say that Smoke and Fire is a lot of fun.
Good.
Yeah, it is good music, good vibe, good people around, and
Well, we've gone for. It's a broad church audience. So mum, dad, aunts, uncles, grannies, granddads, everybody comes, and they will come for the whole day. So the event runs over the weekends. They normally turn up around about 11 o'clock, and the Ascot, it finishes around about 8:30. So they've had a full day, and there's something there for everybody. So we have street food vendors, which you were talking about. But I mean, we have some of the best street vendors out there, and you can literally eat your way around the world. So the whole point is that when you come to Smoke and Fire Festival, you get new experiences. You try food that you perhaps haven't tried before, whether it's Turkish, Lebanese, Indian, Filipino. There's something there for everybody that you can try.
All on fire.
Then, in addition to that, we do, obviously there's an artisan retail section. So you can get your knives, your aprons, your rubs, your sauces, your chili sauces, which everybody goes mad for. Chopping boards, all of that type of equipment. Then one of the real big things that we launched was BBQ Alley. And BBQ Alley is fantastic because we get the distributors and the manufacturers together, and it gives the public and the trade the opportunity to get up close to all this brand new equipment and see how it works, ask the questions, speak to the experts that know about the equipment, get to see new gadgets, new gizmos that have either been launched or are coming onto the market. And it gives obviously the manufacturers and the distributors the opportunity to showcase their product in a very relaxed environment. And it's a big social thing, And then, of course, for the entertainment, we normally have, we have live music throughout the event. There's a kids section, so there's fun fairs and everything else. And, of course, we have the extreme eating competitions, which I don't know whether that is just a Brit thing, but I'm sure it's...
The competition is so fun, in talking about the showcase.
Yeah.
I know that you've been involved on some smoking fires, and I'm sure you're there all the time.
Yes. Yeah.
Eating some meat around and.
No, Smoke and Fires, it's a fantastic event. I'm about promoting barbecue and all the different aspects of barbecue, and not just the food as part of barbecue, but the social experience. And that's what takes it for me is Smoke and Fire is the whole experience around it. You can come and you can sit with friends or family, you can listen to some good music, you can go and speak to some experts on how to barbecue, anything from simple things through to there's cordon bleu type chefs there to learn from as well, and all of the demonstrations and displays and vendors and everything that you find there. It's quite open, and you can go and have a chat with anybody there. It's a really wonderful experience.
It is nice what you say, because I know you are well, you love barbecue. You and when Hilary was saying about the gadgets and things like this. Well, first I would like you to explain a little bit what's BBQ LADS. For us to...
Okay, all right. Well,
how long you got?
How long? Yeah.
Well, a brief summary. It started with myself and another Australian guy, just over 10 years ago now. So, and we started using this social networking thing that everybody had just started, and it's taken off from there. We were about promoting barbecue, and again, not just the food, but the culture of barbecue. Have a barbecue for your family, have a barbecue for your friends, have a barbecue for an occasion. That's what the cultural aspect that we wanted to promote. There's lots of great food at barbecue, but it's about having friends, neighbours, family around for it. And I've stuck to that throughout the years of promoting barbecue, and that's at the core of it, and that's what I like to do. I'm prominent on the social networking spaces, and I love doing cooking demonstrations here and there. I'm not a chef like you, good sir. I'm a backyard barbecue cook, and
A good one.
Good one. Good one. I have to agree. Yes.
And through the BBQ LADS experience, I've found a couple of spaces that I really like and enjoy working with. And number one is steak. I love a good steak and love learning about steak, all the different cuts, all the different bits, ways meat is prepared and used and served. And then the number two thing that I found is fantastic is the butchers of the world. The butchers of the world are fantastic. They're some of the most interesting and fun guys you'll come across, or guys and girls. And they're craftspeople. They're absolute masters of their craft. And if anything I've learned out of the whole social experience is that the butchers are the people that deserve a lot of respect out of it. Obviously chefs too, but butchers.
But I think a good steak starts with the butchering, like the meat and knowing how to cut, where to take the best of the muscle, and I agree.
I got a sort of second what Hilary's saying. I mean, there are some amazing butchers out there, and also, which you just about to put in, was we're seeing more women get into the industry, which is phenomenal. Last year we had a woman who's coming back this year, I hasten to add, from USA. First time out of the USA. Her name's Mariana Gray. She does a thing called, she only works with whole beasts, which is incredible. She's about 5 foot high. She's tiny, but what she can do with a carcass is just incredible. And her knife skills are absolutely incredible. So we're seeing more and more women getting involved in it. And as Hilary said, that you've got to, I think, the next few years, butchery is going to be, up there. They're going to be the stars, because it is all about the meat, and so it goes from the meat to the barbecue, and you're only as good as the product, aren't you, at the end of the day?
Yeah.
They're the interface through to the farmers, so they know where all of their produce comes from. They know how to cut it. They know how to prepare it. They can tell you how to cook it. They can tell you everything that you need to know about that meat, and all of the different and interesting cuts as well. Like I love a bavette. There's a few Brazilian cuts.
Picanha.
Yeah. That's probably been my one golden experience out of or everything I've learned online, and it's down to yourself and a colleague of yours, Luciana, as well. That showed me
She's
this
been
cut.
here with us, in hospitality talks.
And that's revolutionary when you learn about that and how to barbecue that. Yeah. That fits in with the way I like to serve a barbecue for friends and family. You take that cut, you smoke it and then you can serve it over time. You don't have to serve it all at once.
But that's very interesting because, like, even in Brazil, depending of like North Brazil, we do the barbecue over the day, you know. So you're kind of picking. And South Brazil, you cook, you sit, and you eat. So that
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, you said about you have Brazilian and Argentinian coming this year. So I'm alright to say that you quite like of the South American style of barbecue.
Absolutely. I mean, in fact, this year it's really exciting for us at Smoke and Fire because we, for the first time, we noticed about 2 years ago that style of cooking was coming to the forefront. Of course, barbecue, American, USA, low and slow, it's always going to be there. But the style has changed very much in the UK now. So they're moving away from the sort of the sugary sauces and, you know, the barbecue sauces and to the style South American, Latin American
chimichurri and things like this.
Absolutely.
More acid.
But there's so much more than chimichurri, which again I never realised.
100%.
I thought everything was chimichurri, but having sort of like met yourself and spoken to other South American and Latin American chefs, there's so much more. So what we're doing.
Farofa.
Yeah.
That's a discovery. My gosh, that stuff is lovely with bacon.
So this year we're doing, really excited about, we're setting up this new quarter within the festival. We're launching it at Ascot. It's going to be the South American quarter. I've got some amazing chefs coming in from Argentina, Brazil, and actually from Texas, but he's actually Argentinian.
Okay.
And we may even have someone, we've definitely got somebody from Mexico and possibly even from Venezuela. But we're creating this whole brand new demonstration stage, which will be sort of estado and grilling techniques, etc. So it's going to be phenomenal. And I've joined forces with the UK's largest taco and tequila festival called Takeover. Which is going to be awesome.
You'll like that.
It's going to be awesome. So they're coming along. They're going to form part of that new quarter, and we've got some amazing taco vendors, very authentic as you'd expect. So I'm really, really excited about this new section of what we're going to do.
That's interesting. Can I ask something actually? Like over all these years, right? For our audience, someone that wants to start on the street food festival, I always say, I think festival for a chef, it's so much fun, to cook outside, and it's kind of different. Serve people. You have more interaction, isn't it?
It's a bit like they always say about the comedians. If you're a comedian, you need to go and do the small clubs. To learn your craft.
Yeah.
So street food is all about learning your craft. It's about knowing what sells, what doesn't sell, homing your menu. Does this work? Does that work? You have the opportunity to, I would always say, start with street food first. If you've got an idea, you can set it up really cheaply. You don't have to have the big van or the truck. You can have a little gazebo, have a few. You can even rent some of this equipment. Yeah, and just see if people like what you're doing. Yeah, and if they don't, change it.
Adapt.
And it's not going to cost you that much. Yeah, and then once you've actually honed that menu, and developed it, then you can get a little bit bigger. You can spend a little bit more on showcasing it and just build on pop-ups are the best thing ever.
Yeah,
and a lot of. In the UK now, you've got these artisan breweries and certain areas where they're crying out for pop-ups and different pop-ups to sort of drag people to that area. So it's a great opportunity. And I think we were talking earlier, weren't we, about how the industry's changing. And I really think it's an exciting time at the moment. And if I was a young chef now, or if I had a passion for cooking, because you don't have to be a chef, you have to have a passion. Yeah. But it's a bit like learning to play a musical instrument. You can self-teach, and that will get you so far. But eventually, you're going to have to go and sort of like, you know, do the difficult bit and learn that way. So start off, as I say, with doing street food, and I would recommend it highly. I think there's a real benefit.
What's the concept you see for the next, like, of course the vegan trend is something that's, it is coming. We all love our red meat.
Climate change and everything else.
But we can't, you know.
No. Health-wise, I mean, everybody's talking about you can't eat red meat every day, and you know you got to swap and change. There's this term called flexitarianism, I think we said.
Flexitarian, yeah.
Which I love meat. I'm the biggest carnivore going, but even I and my family will have a day when we won't eat meat. We might eat fish, or we might, you know, just have a great salad or whatever.
Some good vegetarian. There's some good vegetarian food about.
Do you do meat every day?
No. At home we'll have some good vegetable meals as well. And if you can do things, there's some beautiful vegetables like aubergine. You can do so much with it, you know. There's some wonderful things you can do.
Butternut squash and halloumi is fantastic.
Halloumi's not a vegetable.
No, I know it's not a vegetable, but I do know that Eduardo's done an amazing burger with butternut squash and halloumi, which went down a storm. So if anyone's watching, want to try it. Okay. It's fantastic.
So on smoke and fire, you leave certain vendors. How do you structure like the vegan section, or you have a number?
Yeah, I mean, there's a big difference between vegan and vegetarian. So obviously we do have separate vegan vendors, exhibitors. And because obviously if you're a vegan cook, you can only have, you know, they don't want anything that's contaminated with meat, etc., etc. So we'll have a couple of vegans, but from a vegetarian perspective, most exhibitors these days will do vegetarian offering. The same as, you know, big things now are gluten-free. So people want to have gluten-free. Halal is obviously another way of cooking and sourcing meat. So it's a broad church that we have, and we try to offer everything. We're very inclusive, and we try and offer, you know, something for everybody, you know. Because that's the way the market is now. You can't just go down. And
it's good for everybody to try all of these different foods as well, and different ways they're prepared and cooked. It's, you know, you'll find something magical in all of these different types of food out there that you'll absolutely love.
Yeah. The other thing that I was going to say was the fact that, I mean, it was interesting. I was talking to your colleague about the fact that in London, we're spoilt in London because it's a bit of a bubble, a culinary bubble, because you've got all this trendy food and everything going on. And you get a little bit blasé about the fact that, oh, well, it's so commonplace, this, you know, this type of dish, etc., etc. But you step outside of the city, outside into the suburbs. I always remember back in, I think it was 2017, everyone was going on about bao buns, you know, in London, yeah. And then basically we had somebody do bao buns at our festival, which was outside of, and they'd never seen them before. They didn't know what they were. They thought they were fantastic. So it's an opportunity for them to try different things. And as I say, London, we tend to sort of be in this sort of culinary bubble where, you know, you can get anything, can't you? You can literally get anything. So there's real opportunities outside of London to bring, you know, new dishes. Yeah, absolutely.
And the consumer are up to try, and, you know.
Very much so. I mean, you know, Hilary's sort of done it before, but I mean, from our perspective, we've, you know, people come. There's no such thing as lunchtime, or dinner time, or supper time. They graze. I mean, I think you did something at Camden, didn't you, Hilary? Was that something?
Yes, yeah. I did a festival there, a big barbecue down there once in Camden, well before lockdown, and different areas where you could walk around and try different foods. People love to come and just try a sample size food of something particularly different, something that they haven't tried before, and then move on to the next thing as well. So, yeah, people love a good graze and to try different things. You go around the country and you'll find different people have different taste profiles as well. So, and they'll be more interested, or maybe even less interested, but they'll be more interested in trying new things. They might not come across something like, say, empanadas in certain areas. You'll find people just fascinated in trying new things and giving it a go.
I think that's why people look when they go for festivals. No? I think that's why it's so interesting to festival is a type of event that you try here, try there.
Oh, for sure. And I mean, the days are, I think personally, that the days of, I mean, we're a food festival. We are an out and out food festival with some music and entertainment. Yeah. And we will always be that. I think the days of the white chefs, the chef whites and the chef hats and everything, they're a little bit dated now because, if you come to our festival, you'll just see beards and sleeves, and lots of fire, lots of smoke, because it's theatre. It's fantastic food, but it's all about theatre, and it goes back to the primeval times when you light a fire and everybody gathers around the fire and they have a few drinks and it's a social event. And that's what we try to do on a much bigger scale at Smoke and Fire. It's about being a totally social event.
As much as fire and smoke.
Oh, come on. It just can't be. I mean, people, my friends now, they just sort of like, they just think I'm a bit of a pyromaniac because I'm always smell of smoke. I love a bonfire. I love fire. So, and it's a great cooking medium.
How do you normally cook, Hilary?
Well, at home on the weekends, I like to cook a barbecue. So for me, the best way is over fire. Over
you do a lot of smoke as well?
Yeah, do smoking every now and then. It's just my wife and I at home, so I don't get to cook whole briskets so often. But I do have events at home like Cinco de Mayo, which we have. I invite all the street around. Again, it's just it's a social event, and then I'll smoke
on yours?
Yes, yeah. It'll be Sunday the 4th this year. So the 5th is...
It's kind of what? Kind of like a supper club? The idea?
It's a barbecue. It's an Aussie barbecue. Invite your friends, invite your neighbours, and invite a few people that you've met in the pub. And that's cool, right? And they come around and they bring their friends. It's open timings, and just come around.
What month?
Food all day. May.
Oh, okay. So that's going to be in the diary.
I haven't had an invite yet. I haven't been invited yet.
And for that, I do the cochinita pibil. So you smoke up a big pork leg in a special Mexican spice called anato, or flavored. It's magical stuff. And you do other things. So you can do that if you've got something bigger. If there's something smaller, like it's the wife and I on a weeknight, then something as simple as a salmon on the barbecue, or a whole chicken spatchcock. Cool, that's it. 3/4 of an hour, it's done. And there you go. There's your weeknight dinner. It's magic.
Yeah.
So I prefer the fire. Gas you can cook on just as well. It's convenient, it's quick, and it means you're cooking outside. It means you've got a bit of your own time, a bit of your own space.
That's because sometimes it's like freezing cold here in UK, and I see your videos, you are outside on your garden
cooking Christmas dinner. I don't get it. But I mean, picking up on what Hilary was saying, I mean, it's actually true, because although our festival is named Smoke and Fire Festival, we use basically we have charcoal, we have logs, we have pellets, we have gas, we have electric, right across the board. Because the key for us is the fact that we want people to cook outdoors, and we want them to enjoy. And what we're finding, this is a trend that is only really over the last 2 years that we've started to see this, is that property developers and builders, etc., are building outdoor entertainment centres.
Really?
Yeah, big
stuff. That's interesting.
And so therefore they're building these because of climate change. Soon we'll be like Brazil. We'll have the wonderful weather.
Another 50 years or something.
Yeah, but I won't be around.
We never know, huh?
But the fact is that they're building in these. They're building in these outdoor entertainment areas, and which means that at the festival we're getting outdoor kitchen companies that are coming there and showcase their outdoor grills and proper built kitchens, etc.
On one of your festivals, I bought a workstation from.
Right. Okay.
There is a guy, a very very nice workstation.
So that's we're seeing that's a new thing that we're seeing. So it's.
Cook outside, man.
Cook outside.
It's twice as much fun. It's 10 times as much fun.
Well, the other thing, the wife doesn't necessarily want to be covered in charcoal every time, So she wants to put a fish on. She likes to push the button. The gas goes whoosh.
Yeah, and cook on fire, as you say, you have the fish. You have like many different
lamb chops, mate. Lamb chops, nice and simple, nice and easy. Bit of a rub on it, or straight up. They're just fantastic on the barbecue. And
this barbecue culture comes from Australia. You have like a strong barbecue culture there?
Yeah, I've grown up with it all my life. When I was younger, we used to go camping quite a lot. So that was true open fire. That was start the fire yourself, find all of the wood, figure out how to create a cooking surface on the top with some locally sourced materials, and then cook some meat that you brought along. So that's the full smoke experience. And then just generally, people will have a barbecue at home, be it a gas, and they'll cook on that 2 or 3 nights a week. It's just the simple, easy way, convenient way to do it. Bit easier to clean than inside. And, you can have a beer and just have a break and cook a bit of food and come in for dinner.
The Aussies have been known for, barbies ever since I've known, about barbecue. It's always put another shrimp on the barbecue. It's that and Foster's.
Not Foster's.
Which I don't think exists any longer. But for those that don't know, Foster's was a beer.
It was a beer. But you have very good meats. Yes, it's...
and then you can go all the way through to, full smoking, beef ribs, brisket. I love smoking pork. That's probably one of my favourite things, is to smoke a leg of pork, a Boston butt, or whichever cut. I quite like pork. So, yeah.
We have a vendor, an exhibitor that comes to the festival. He's been now 3 years running, and it's Australian barbecue. But what they do is kangaroo meat. So they do kangaroo and water buffalo, which is big apparently in Australia. And I think this year, they're actually introducing camel.
Really?
Because there's thousands of wild camels in Australia. I think you probably which they have to cull. So it's fantastic meat. So why not? So
chef, wonder if they could do the cupim out of the camel.
Yeah, maybe.
Just a thought, though.
You never know.
You gotta be there. Approach them, and but that's very nice on you, actually, to have this open mind of bringing like different concepts, different ideas to the fest. That's what it's about, isn't it?
No, very much.
It's giving space for someone that wants to showcase what they have, what's the idea, and
we like to encourage new talent.
Yeah.
There's obviously there's like any country you go to, there's a circuit of particular chefs, pit masters that you see regularly at different sort of festivals. We try and whilst we have a smattering of those, we try and sort of like not go with them completely. What we try and do is bring new talent in to give them the opportunity to showcase them, and it's great to see they bring a freshness to the demonstration. Their dishes are new and unique, and you can see the confidence coming through to them. And we love showcasing, and it also introduces them to because not everybody can demonstrate, etc. But they get to meet the more experienced chefs, and so they're learning from them. So that's great. In the last few years, we've started bringing in chefs. Before it was very much UK centric, but over the last few years, we've started with a guy called Tuffy Stone, who's 7 times world champion, based out in the USA. Last year we had a chap called Sausage Sensei, called Bill Dumas, who what the guy can't do with sausages is just incredible. Another chap was called Smoking Willie T, who's 3 times world champion. So he was American world champion, Swedish world champion, Mexican world champion.
Wow.
Yeah.
This year, because obviously we've got all of the South American stuff. So we're bringing in these amazing chefs from South America and Latin America, as well as we've got these these UK. Chefs
and a guy from Canada as well. Yeah.
Well, we've got this guy called he goes under the thing called Dark Side of the Grill. Mel, he's just
he's a legend, man.
He's a legend. Yeah. He's incredible, and we're very excited about bringing him along. Yeah. We're going to do. There's a guy called Al. I was talking to you about him the other day. Al
Frugo.
I mean, the guy is legendary as a fire cook. I mean, he's Argentinian. He's based in. I think he married a Texan lady, but he's based in America now. But so we've got him coming over, and he's going to be doing a masterclass the week before the festival, which will be phenomenal. And Mel's going to be doing a masterclass. I think Al's going to be doing one in Somerset at a company called Pro Smoke, and then Mel's going to be doing one in collaboration with. We're going to do it with Harley Davidson. So it's just going to be it's going to be.
I'm sure it'll be a great year for
and we've got a guy from down your way as well. A guy called Alda G. Lopez.
Alda G. Lopez.
He's quite a famous butcher down there in Brazil. Huge social following, huge master of cooking as well. He's going to be fantastic to see.
That'll be very nice. It'll be a very good year for the show and
absolutely. I mean, we're really excited about this year because it's we've got so many things going on. We're launching this other thing called the Ember Lounge. And so the Ember Lounge is where these chefs get the opportunity to do a taster menu. So it lasts for about 60. It's a ticket event. Think of a large chef's table type of event, but you get they get 60 minutes. It's for up to about 30 people, but it's an opportunity for the chef to actually showcase in detail signature dishes that they're good at. So Al will be doing. I'm really looking forward to this one. He's doing Groucho and Cowboy menu, which will be fantastic.
Groucho.
Groucho was a different fella. It was a comedian. Yeah. Groucho. Thank you. But so that's quite exciting. But it gives them the opportunity to get up close, showcase their style, and for the visitors, they're going to get taste experiences that they've never had before. So we're doing a few of those at each festival, so that's another thing.
And that's one important thing about Smoke and Fire Festival too, is all of these people are very accessible there. It's not huge where you're seeing them in the distance. They're on a local stage that you'll have access to. You can ask questions. You'll see these people wandering around. You'll bump into these people. You'll meet these people. And everybody's open and they all love a conversation.
We purposely, I mean, some of these festivals that you go to, they're all up on the big stage and you can't see anything. You can't get close. We literally have a rope to separate. We don't want people to get burnt, but it's there. Everybody's on the same level. It's very, very accessible as Hilary says. And they can get up close, they can see the techniques, they can get to sample some of these, they go out and hand out these samples. So
that's beautiful.
It's all good.
Exciting, yeah.
Yeah. We're going to see you this year?
Yeah, of course.
Good.
Last year was in Portugal. 100%. For someone that maybe wants to be a vendor there or exhibiting, how they can...
It's really simple. All they need to do is go onto the main website, www.smokeandfirefestival.com, and go on to exhibitor. And they just apply online. Everything's there. They just fill in those, and we get back to them within normally 72 hours.
Okay, that's very good. What's a good tip for them? What they need to be showing to be
a good tip in the sense of to get accepted. They need to be slightly different. They need to stand out because the number of horse boxes I get. People apply. We've got this amazing horse box. We've turned it into a pizza. It's
another one.
Yeah, it's another one and another one and another one. You know, yours stood out the first time we got together when we were doing. I mean, yours stood out. It was something new, and you go, "Yeah, why not? Why you know?" I didn't even know what it was, to be honest with you, but it sounded amazing, and that's what you got to do. You got to, you know, if you're an exhibitor, come up with something that is actually going to. You got to sell it to us, the organisers, because ultimately, we want. Vendors there and exhibitors there that are going to be attracted to our visit. You know, we want to create the visitor's experience. If you're just a normal exhibitor with no branding and just a sort of a basic gazebo and everything else, people are just going to walk past you. You've got to shout about it, bring people in. You know, hand out a few little samples. Try this. You know. We there's no problem with doing that, you know. Have a try of this. If they try it, then they might want to. Then they like. Oh, we'll buy. One of the things that we are doing this year, which we haven't done before, is we're doing a taster basically. So every vendor that comes to the event have to do one dish, which is a £5 dish. That's all you spend.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what we do is we give the exhibitors a sticker which they put on their menu, and that's the £5 dish. Yeah. So easily to spot. And it's just a taster. It's a taster of what they can get, and then if they want to buy more,
size.
It's a small size. You know, it's good value. £5. If you're a family of 4, it's £20. You know, it's good. So, but and
the idea is trying.
Get to try it. Yeah. Because you know, quite often people think, do I want to spend the money? I'm not sure. I've never had it before. Have a little taster.
Very interesting. I like the concepts. I like the idea. Of course, social media and social media presence. It's a very important for a vendor and I would like you to end up with a tip for someone that's starting and you know.
Well, the main thing is be real. Be real to yourself and be real to what you're doing. You know, the saying I say to everybody is swim in your own lane. So just follow what you're doing. Follow what you like, follow where you started from, and just keep sticking at that. Post regularly, and talk about it naturally. Talk about it in your own way, in your own voice. Don't try to be anything else that you're not, and give it a go, and it'll grow over time. You'll find that there's some wonderful vendors this year that are really active on the socials too. There's some of the butchers the butchers are fantastic on the socials. They love singing about their produce, etc. We got a lot of lovely family bloggers. They're really active
family
too.
bloggers.
Yeah, some lovely sort of family mothers and fathers that love posting about their family and promoting the festival as well. The food vendors, some of them are really active on the socials. Just keep at it. There's some really, really interesting stuff out there. There's some really interesting.
The only tip that I would give, and this is through experience with Smoke and Fire, is if you can, try and grow organically. It's hard because people go out and buy likes, etc. But ultimately, who are you kidding? You know,
you need to have a real people that are engaging.
You have to. They have to be real. Because otherwise you're pitching it to the ether. Grow organically. It's a bit like meat, isn't it? You know, some of the meat that you get now it's been the time it takes to sort of mature and get to the stage where it's it's ready to butcher, it's ready to go to the slaughterhouse to be butchered, to finally get onto the plate. It takes time, and I would say that's exactly the same with your social media.
100%. And people will spot it. The audience see it. If it's not real, it's incredible. The audience will detect if it's not real or not, and they'll tune away. So, stick to being real. Stick to yourself. Stick to your own personality. Try and get your own mug in it as much as you can.
Me. I'm only allowed out at Christmas and have to wear a red suit.
And keep at it, and it'll grow. And it's about real connections with people. So
connection.
Look,
talking about connection. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for participating. It was a great show. For the audience, if they want to find you on social media, please.
Follow the tag on the screen, BBQ LADS, BBQ LADS, and
Well, mine is www.smokeandfirefestival.com.
Great. Thank you.
Eduardo, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chef. Cheers, Eduardo.
Cheers, guys.